What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2023 Cookout Southern 500. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series Plus officially began with the Southern 500, one of the biggest races of the 2023 calendar and one of the biggest races of the NASCAR calendar. Kicks off this weekend with the Southern 500. The last time we raced our Darlington race, we saw a little bit of controversy between Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson, and we saw William Byron pick up his third victory of 2023. He looks to win his sixth race, though, of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is looking pretty promising. It's going to be 86 degrees as the high with 62 degrees as the low. For right now, only a 10% chance of rain with sunny skies. Going to be some pretty nice weather for the Sunday night race for the Southern 500. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the playoff standings going into the Southern 500 as it kicks off this weekend. William Byron Jr. above 29 points above the cutoff line. Then you have Denny Hamlin, who's 18 points above. Then you have Chris Buescher, who's been on a hot streak, being 14 points above the cutoff line. Then you have Kyle Busch, who's 12 above. You have Kyle Larson, who's 10 above the cutoff line. Christopher Bell, 7 above the cutoff line. Ross Chastain is 4 above the cutoff line. Brad Keselowski's 3 above the cutoff line. Tyler Reddick is 2 above the cutoff line. And both Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney are 1 above the cutoff line. Then the 4 below currently have Michael McDowell is 1 point below the cutoff line. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is 3 points below the cutoff line. Kevin Harvick is 4 below cutoff line. And Bubba Wallace is currently only 8 points below. These playoffs are really stacked, and I think this is going to be an extremely competitive field going into this year's playoffs. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks work on the channel. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the race who've had some bad runs recently. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers expect run really good who need a really strong run, who are good at under fun equipment. And I do the winners pick, the driver thinks is going to win the race overall. And then I do drivers you need to watch out for. And for the Cup Series, I usually do 5 drivers to watch out for. Sometimes I do more, but usually I do 5 drivers you need to watch out for. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the Cookout Southern 500? My first suck pick for the Cookout Southern 500 Darlington is a driver of the 12th car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney, ever since the Coke 600 and Gateway, basically, has been really struggling. He's only had a couple top 10s, and in fact, throughout the 2023 season, he has only had 4 top 5 finishes overall. I just think Ryan Blaney is not going to have a good run this week, and he's been hit or miss at this track throughout his NASCAR Cup Series career. He's been good here at times, but he's been bad here at times, and Team Penske has been generally struggling in the 2023 season. So therefore, I do not believe that Ryan Blaney is going to have a good run, and I think he struggles at Darlington. My second suck pick for this weekend at Darlington is a driver of the 14 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe has not had a good year in 2023. He's only scored 4 or 5 top 10s altogether, or maybe 6 top 10s altogether this year. And while he's been good in the Xfinity Series at this racetrack, winning here in 2020 in that really barn burner finish with Kyle Busch, I just don't trust Chase Briscoe. Stewart-Haas Racing has not convinced me that they've got the pace and speed to contend for victories currently at the moment. And sadly, I just don't think Chase Briscoe is going to have a good run. So sadly, I think he struggled, and I think he's going to be finishing near the back of the pack, unfortunately, this weekend at Darlington. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the Cookout Southern 500. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for the Cookout Southern 500 is a driver of the 43 car for Legacy Motor Club, Eric Jones. This, in my opinion, is Eric Jones' best racetrack. He has won not 1, but 2 Southern 500s at Darlington Raceway. And one of his best runs, despite the fact he struggled this year, one of his best runs that came earlier in the year was at Darlington in the throwback race, where he ran top 10 and top 15 and was moving to the field really quickly. I expect Eric Jones to have an outside chance, an outside possibility to win. I think Legacy Motor Club is going to put a lot of stock in trying to make sure that Eric Jones has a good run. And it would not surprise or shock me if Eric Jones shocked the world and maybe goes back-to-back in the Southern 500. He's good at this track. I think Eric Jones has a good chance to have a strong run. And my second underdog pick for the Cookout Southern 500 is the driver of the 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. A lot of people going to this playoffs are writing off Bubba Wallace because he is the lowest in the grid and is 8 points below. But Bubba Wallace has been pretty good the last couple times we've ran here. And remember, in the spring, he ran top 5 pretty much all race long, and I believe ended up finishing 3rd or 4th in this race earlier in the spring. Also, 2311 Racing shown a lot more pace and a lot more speed at times. Yes, they've also been inconsistent, and the thing they struggle with has been on pit road. But I do believe the Bubba Wallace has an outside chance to maybe win the Southern 500. That would be huge momentum for him. But nonetheless, I do think the Bubba Wallace is going to have a good run. I think he'll be a threat and contender, and I think he'll have a pretty solid and good run in the Cookout Southern 500. I think he's going to have a strong run in the Cookout Southern 500. And now we're going ahead and jump onto the winner's pick for the Cookout Southern 500. Who is my winner's pick? My winner's pick for the Cookout Southern 500 is a driver who's come very, very close to winning the Cookout Southern 500. He almost won this race last year in 2000. Well, it wasn't great in 2022, but he was 1 or 2 laps away from winning the 2021 Southern 500, was really good in 2019, was really good in 2017 and 2018, and probably should have won the 2018 Southern 500, and was also good here in 2016. This guy also has won here at Darlington Xfinity Series. I am picking Kyle Larson to basically get the sweep and win this weekend at Darlington. I think he's going to win the Xfinity Series race, and I think he's going to win the Cup race. Kyle Larson has had a lot more speed and a lot more momentum than people give him credit for. He's been a lot more consistent. He's been a lot closer up front. I think that Kyle Larson in that number 5 teamer could get something currently at the moment, and I think Kyle Larson will get the victory this weekend. I think he picks up win number 3 of 2023. I got Kyle Larson winning the Southern 500. And now we're going ahead and jump onto the drivers you need to watch out for the Cookout Southern 500. Who should you keep your eyes out on? The first driver to watch out for the Cookout Southern 500 is the driver of the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr. is going to play us right now as probably the odds-on favorite. And Martin Truex Jr. has won the Southern 500 a couple times. He won in 2016 and also won, I believe, in 2017, or I think he may have won a couple years ago as well, and probably should have won this race in 2022. Martin Truex Jr., we are expecting to be a contender. He's been fast every single week. There's been not one race recently where I think he struggles. I think Martin Truex Jr., who's been good at Darlington historically, will be a contender up front and will have a chance to win this weekend at Darlington. The second driver to watch out for this weekend at Darlington is the driver of the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. While there are some contract issues going on with Denny Hamlin, I don't think that is going to distract him. Denny Hamlin's won a couple Southern 500s in his career. He won in 2021. He won in 2017. He also won in 2010 as well. I expected Denny Hamlin to be a threat. He's been really consistent this year, was really fast at Darlington earlier this year. I think Denny Hamlin's going to have a really great chance to potentially get his 3rd victory of 2023 and also get his 51st career victory. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at Darlington is the driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron has a ton of momentum going to playoffs, has won the most race so far this year. And remember, like I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, William Byron did win this race in the spring earlier this year. I think William Byron has a very good opportunity and a great chance to win this weekend. I think the 24 team is going to be faster, been much more consistent this year. They were last year. They struggled in the summer. They have been better this year. I think they got a lot of momentum. They got a lot of confidence, and I think William Byron has a great chance to win the Southern 500 and potentially get his first Southern 500 victory. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Darlington is the driver of the 45 car for 2311, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick has been historically very, very good at Darlington Raceway throughout his career. He almost won the Southern 500 2022, had some pretty good speed in this race earlier this year, and has been really fast with RCR as well. And while I think RCR has been better at this track than what we've seen with 2311, I do expect Tyler Reddick, with his experience from racing here at Darlington, I think he's going to have a great chance. I think he's going to have a great opportunity. The driving style really fits him. I think Reddick will be a big threat to win this weekend and maybe get his 2nd victory of 2023. And the 5th final driver I think you need to watch out for this weekend at Darlington is the driver of the 8 car for Rich Schultz Racing, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is in the same car that Tyler Reddick ran the last couple of years, and we know how fast the 8 car has been. But Kyle Busch was really good in this race in the spring. You can't count Kyle Busch out. He had one of the fastest cars. He did have a speeding penalty that cost him a shot at the victory, but he still, I believe, finished in the top 5 and top 10 regarding all of that. He ran top 5 a lot of the race, and I do believe that Kyle Busch will absolutely be a threat and will absolutely, for sure, be a contender in the Southern 500. I think he's got a really good chance to potentially get another Southern 500 victory this weekend at Darlington. So, those are my race picks for the 2023 Cookout Southern 500. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe. My underdog picks are Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace. My winner's pick is Kyle Larson. And the ones to watch out for are Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, and Kyle Busch. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2023 Cookout Southern 500. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. In the description below that, and comment below your race picks for the 2023 Cookout Southern 500. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have potentially a NASCAR news. We're discussing news over the last 2 or 3 days. We haven't done one since Monday. And then on Friday, we may have a silly season update video dropping on the channel. And then on Saturday, we'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Darlington. And then, of course, on Sunday, we'll have the NASCAR Cup Series race review for the Southern 500. And maybe, just maybe, there might be a special video dropping earlier in the day. Got a lot of great content dropping on the channel that I cannot wait to share with you all. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.